Jamal Niaz here with the legend himself, Tyler Main, at Horror Rock and Wrestlefest. So excited to be speaking to you today, as are the fans. Very excited to be meeting with you. What's it been like this weekend?
Oh, it's been a fantastic weekend. You know, anytime I get to come out and meet the fans and hear how my work has affected them, it's just fantastic. Fantastic.
I bet. And as I mentioned off camera, for me, you are the most brutal and scariest Michael Myers in the two Rob Zombie films. The way how you used physicality in the role was so different to what we'd seen in the previous films at that point. The grunts, the almost running. How much of that was you bringing that to the table to Rob?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we just collaborated on it, and we were going to do what we were going to do. But the thing is, like, if you're doing a brutal kill like that, you're not going to be staying silent. You're going to be grunting. You're going to be putting some effort into it, you know. So Rob realized that and put that in the soundtrack, which actually makes it all that more aggressive and intimidating.
What was it like watching yourself have the mask on screen for the first time? I bet you had goosebumps, and just watching your first kill as well.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were a huge Halloween fan growing up as well.
Yeah, you know, I followed the franchise in that, but the funny thing is when you're filming this stuff, you're like, oh, this isn't gonna scare anybody or whatever. It's intense, but without the music and all the sound effects and everything, once that was put in and I watched it for the first time, I made myself jump about 4 times. 100%. You know, so, and that's me making myself jump.
I think it was perfect for modern audiences because, like I mentioned, when you go back and watch the original, it's iconic, absolutely iconic, can't be debated. But you could outrun that Michael Myers if you wanted to, in my eyes. Yours, eventually you're going to catch up with them, and it's not just going to be a one stab, it's going to be absolutely horrific the way in which you dispose of the body.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like when... I hate to say it, but if anybody has ever seen a real, you know, photographs of a real kill scene, they are pretty gruesome. They're not very clean, you know. They're messy, and that's what we put out there. And you know, as far as the running part, I had to run to catch up with Danielle and Scout. Man, they were moving, you know. It's like in the scene where we trash Danielle's bedroom right before the bathroom scene. She'd get away from me every time. I had to get ahead of her on the queue and grab her before they yelled rolling. Otherwise, I'd never catch her. So that's why Michael's faster in this one.
The second one was very bold in terms of the direction. Michael's mother was a key part of his drive for murder in that film, and the unmasking scene towards the end. What were your thoughts on that? Were you excited to show part of Michael Myers' face? Obviously, we'd seen him as a kid, but as an adult, it's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, well, during the traveling in the H2, the hobo scenes where you do see my face, I mean, it just made sense. You know, I still kind of had a mask because I had the long beard and all of that, so I was still covered, but it made sense that Michael wouldn't have his mask on, because when he's traveling back to Haddonfield, if he would have been wearing his mask, people would have been thinking something was up, you know. So, but this way you would just see Hobo Myers walking, and wow, it's a big guy. But you know, so that's that. And until they ran into me in the field and came at me with the baseball bats, and then I beat the hell out of them and killed them. So.
Right now you seem very relaxed and happy, but when I spoke to James Jude Courtney about his experience on his Halloween trilogy, he did almost feel the weight of the darkness of Michael. Did you feel that as well, or was it easy once the set day had finished, you could go and be Tyler?
Well, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, a long day of killing people, you have to unwind. You know, back then I would have a glass of wine or two and smoke a cigar and get ready for the next day, you know. So you had to put it in order, and you knew you were coming to work the next day and going to do some more killing, so you better be ready.
What did you make of Blumhouse's recent trilogy? I thought it was awesome. I absolutely loved it, and I like how in horror franchises every incarnation is unique and a different spin on an iconic character.
Yeah, you know, each and every film in the Halloween franchise has its place.
Yeah.
You know? I think Rob's are the best, but that's just me.
Do you get enjoyment out of watching the other films? Did you go and watch the recent trilogy, or from your perspective, is it not competitive, but you want to feel like your portrayal was the definitive portrayal in your eyes?
No, I mean, like I say, all the Michaels are a big family. You know, we all know each other. We all cheer for each other, whatever we're doing, and it's fantastic. You know, James did a great job carrying on the torch, and he's a great guy. Yeah.
We see, like, what happened with the recent Halloween trilogy. You bring back Jamie Lee Curtis, where we didn't think it was possible to bring her back. So we can get these legacy sequels, if you will, which kind of rewrite history. Would you be open to coming back and doing a third Halloween film? I know that it doesn't end well for you in the second one, but if there was a way of doing another Halloween film with Rob Zombie, a new vision, would you be game for that?
Yeah, I mean, if Rob was doing it, I would definitely be interested in talking to him about it and seeing which way he'd want to take it. Yeah.
There were rumours about a Halloween 3D not long after that. Was there any truth in those rumours? Did you and Rob have conversations about that?
Well, it wasn't Rob. Scout and I were assigned to 3 films, and we were getting ready to do it, and luckily they put it on the shelf because I guess they didn't have anything figured out or weren't certain as to what they wanted to do. So, but yeah, that was put on the shelf.
Did they pitch any story ideas? I know you said they didn't have anything figured out, but they must have had maybe a couple of general ideas. Was there anything that stood out which might have had legs for you?
You know, at that part in the process as an actor, you don't get much say. You know, it is the studio and then the writers developing the story, and then it comes to the actor, and then you decide whether or not you want to do it. So that's where that one was left.
Were there any other horror icons growing up that you would have loved to have portrayed?
Oh man, I would love to do Frankenstein.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would like to do a Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, that would be cool.
Could still happen.
You never know.
And what would you say your top 5 favourite horror films of all time?
Oh man, number 1 is Jaws.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go to Shining. Then we'll go to Devil's Rejects, because that started it off. And then we're going to go to Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. There's 5.
I like that
right
list.
There.
And we've obviously got Sabretooth here. Yeah. The start, really, I would say X-Men and Blade in the early 2000s were the start of the comic book movie boom that we've experienced today. What was that experience like? Did it feel like a gamble at the time, or did you know that was going to be a huge commercial hit?
You know, you never really know. And some things I've done, I thought, oh, this is going to go big, and they don't. They fizzle out. But luckily, the X-Men went really big, and they asked me 24 years later to play Sabretooth again. Exactly. So, you know, I've got no complaints.
What was it like going toe-to-toe with Hugh Jackman? Because Sabretooth and Wolverine rivalry is iconic in the comic books. You made it iconic on the big screen. And did you know that Hugh Jackman was going to become such a key figure in comic book movie history?
Yeah, no, I mean, I take my hat off to Hugh. Hugh is an amazing guy. He deserves all the credit for all of that. You know, it was just by the luck of the draw that he got that role, and he's carried it and taken it a long ways, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of it, you know, and to come back and get to work with Hugh again, you know, albeit a brief moment, but you know, it's a multiverse. I can be back. You never know.
100%. What was it like?
Fingers crossed.
What was it like being back on set for Deadpool and Wolverine? And did you interact with Ryan Reynolds much?
Yeah. You know, it was fantastic putting on the costume again. It was just like no time had passed, and I really enjoyed it. You know, and getting to spend time with Ryan and Hugh was amazing.
What do you make of Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom in Avengers: Secret Wars and Doomsday? That's cool. Crazy, isn't it?
That's going to be cool. Yeah, he's an amazing actor. Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Do you think it's going to be a Tony Stark variant? If you had to say, surely it has to be, right? Doesn't it?
Well, I'm not even going to guess. I'm leaving that up to you guys. You figure that out.
But you're absolutely
My
down.
job is just to show up and do the job.
You're absolutely down to be in those movies if that call comes, right?
Are you kidding me? I would definitely love
Let's
to.
tell Kevin Feige. Let's get you in the movie. Come on, let's get you in both. 2-picture deal.
Come on, Kev. Come on.
Is there any other comic book movie character that you'd love to see Sabretooth go up against? Any? I mean, that's such a broad question. Let's say 5. Yeah, Sabretooth goes toe to toe with.
Any and all of them. In my version, if we had my script, I'd win all the fights.
Even Thanos.
Ah, come on. Of course.
Thanos can just.
Hey, I'm not going to say I'm going to get my ass whooped
that's
by
true.
anybody.
That's true.
You got to have a little bit of confidence while this is going on, right?
100%.
So there we go.
What would you say are your favorite comic book films as well?
Oh, man. X-Men for sure. Fantastic Four. I mean, I love all of them. The Blade, the original Blade, you know.
good.
I mean, it's just, there's so many. And the good thing, the cool thing is that the X-Men opened the door for many more of them, you know? Yeah.
Really birthed the superhero genre that we have in movies today. Final one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kill in those 2 Halloween films that you did?
Oh, man, there's a few of them. I'd have to say the nurse kill in 2, and Big Joe Grizzly,
Okay.
and Danny Trejo. I mean, I love
the
all
nurse
the
kill was very, very disturbing because it was very drawn out.
It was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're fine going off set after doing something like that. That was very disturbing to see, Tyler. I'm going to be honest.
You got to go off set and rest a bit before they try and do it at another angle.
I needed a rest after rewatching it the other day.
Yeah, it was pretty vicious. I got to admit.
I was sweating.
You were sweating. I was sweating.
I really appreciate the time, and I'm excited to.
Now, let me tell you about my company, my graphic novel that I'm doing.
Here we go.
I've got Main Entertainment. This is The Last Spartan Red Tape. It is a graphic novel written by Christopher Priest and myself, and it deals with human trafficking and human trafficking awareness. And a portion of the proceeds goes to deliverfund.org to help put an end to human trafficking all over the world. So please check it out. Go to mainentertainment.com or tylermain.com and check it out. I would greatly appreciate it, and Deliver Fund would appreciate the support too.
100%. I really appreciate the time, Tyler.
Yeah,
long overdue interview. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, so I appreciate it.
It's been great talking to you. Now get out of here.
Thank you very much.